Alright, I'm really stressed out right now. Sophie came up the other night to register her kids for Stockton School District yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Anyways, she called me today. In fact, she texted me asking me if now was a good time to talk. So I called her. She texted at 8:30. I ended up calling her right after that. Anyhow, so we had an interesting conversation. My friend Cindy told me not to let her be alone with him, which is beyond my control. Anyways, but nonetheless, she said if he's alone with her, he will try to poison her mind, because he's basically been trying to do that to everyone else in the community the last 6 months to a year. And he's just getting worse and worse and worse. He's lying, he's making up all kinds of crap. Now, I didn't just hear this from her. I've heard this from a few other people. 4, I think, to be exact. Cindy was one of them. Bill was another one. Jerry, which Jerry's not really that reliable, but his story matched the other people's stories. Sherry, which again, I'm not sure how much I trust her, but again, her story matches the other people's stories. And then I heard it from Sophie, which I trust her because she's my new potential business partner. And apparently he's going around telling people that this guy sold me sick goats, right? And that apparently 3 people allegedly tried to warn me not to buy these goats from this guy. And also that the guy ripped me off. That David Ray could have got me the same goats, if not better goats, for $600. Of course, he thinks I paid $1,700 for the goats, but I only paid $1,400. Nonetheless. So, now, I was referred to this guy, my goat trader, by Ian, which is another friend of ours in our community. Ian is the guy that David Ray was staying on his land before I got my land. So when we first came down, I first came down in 2012. David's family was trying to kick him off the family farm in 2013. He sold me a sob story. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. And so I brought him down. Well, I was on that other piece of property with Jeff Dietrich, which he was a problem too, but David Ray and Dietrich had a falling out almost immediately. So I had to get David off the land because Dietrich was going crazy. So I moved David to George and Valerie's property, and he was there for about a year. But him and Valerie had a falling out, so I moved. So I don't even remember moving him this time. I think somebody else moved him to Ian's property, and I don't know how he met Ian. He was on Ian's property until I bought my property in 2015. So, anyways, Ian had Kiko's, and David Ray also known as Judas, my backstabbing betrayal friend. He wanted to get Kikos and put them in with the herd, because, you know, we had Nigerian Dwarfs. And Dave was always talking about milking them, but he never milked them. And people's always asking me, why do you have milk goats when you don't even milk them? And I'm like, heck if I know. So people kept trying to talk me into going in the meat goat direction. And finally I says, you know what? You're right. Why the frick do we have fricking milk goats when we don't fricking milk them? Right? So I was like, forget this. So I'm going to get rid of the Nigerians. I'm going to bring in Kikos and blah, blah, blah. So I contacted Ian to get some Kikos, and he wouldn't sell me any. So he referred me to this Kelby character. And I say that as if it's disparaging, but it's not. He's pretty cool, actually. So, so I contact Kelby. Let me see here. A long time ago. Let's see. August 20th, almost. My birthday. Hi, my name is Kano. And I hear you are a goat trader. I currently have Nigerian Dwarfs, but I've decided to go in a different direction. Now looking for Kiko females and Spanish bucks. Can you be of assistance or know someone who can? He said, yes, I can call you back. Wait, I can call you. Yes, I can. Call me back when you can. Okay, so we talked, blah, blah, blah. So he says they cost $250 to $300 right now. That was in December of last year. And I'm just skimming right now. He says Spanish Kiko nannies are going for $250 to $300 without papers. Nigerians will be some cheaper just because of what they are. I said I can afford 4 to 6 nannies, Kiko nannies or mix. We just had 4 Nigerian babies, so I can sell them in a couple months if anyone is interested. I've been trying to get him to sell my Nigerians for me, but apparently he don't have a market for them. My plan was to buy the Kikos, sell the Nigerians, and I'd break even. But David was angry at me for getting the Kikos, that he's basically, I guess, been punishing me. I don't know, I'm assuming. And trying to cause me problems. He didn't even know I was going to get the Kikos until pretty much when I got the Kikos. I mean, I kind of been talking about it, but whatever. Okay, so my trucks broke down in January. Couldn't remember when my trucks broke down. So I paid $1,460, basically. For 4 Kiko Spanish goat nannies with 2 offspring. No, 4 offspring total, and then 2 were pregnant. Now, 2 of those babies that I bought vanished. I don't know where they went, right? Now, this is after I got them, right? So when I came home in March, I came home to 4 sick Nigerians, 3 dead Nigerians, and 2 missing Spanish Kiko buck babies. just vanished. I didn't know where they went. David had no clue. He probably did, but he probably lied about it. I don't know. For all I know, he probably ate them. I have no clue. So, I thought coyotes took off with them, to be honest. But anyways. Anyhow. Yeah, I don't like 1 week old babies because it's real iffy. In fact, the Sweet 16, number 16, the one David claims had the conjunctivitis, I think, I don't know what it's called. Anyways, when she got to the property, now he didn't say this ahead of time, he said it after they got sick and died, but, conjunctivite, that's not right. What is that word? Conjunctivitis? Maybe it is the right word. I don't know, pink eye, okay? Anyways, she finally had babies, and she had 3, but she lost 1. So she's got 2 healthy ones. So, cool. Anyways, let's see here, February. Let's go to March. Okay, this is when I came home to the sick and dead goats. So I said, hey, this was in the evening after things have kind of calmed down a little bit. You know anyone near who is doing or wants to do similar and is a reliable partner? He never responded. And I said, by the way, I don't remember if we discussed this, but how old were the Kikos? I think he called me at that time, and we talked over the phone. Anyways, I said, so far all the kids are males. Do you want me to weather them? And he said no, basically. So, I gave him my Nigerian leads, just in case, you know, he wanted some Nigerian leads. So in April, I said, I think I got the Kikos prematurely. I'm not home enough, and my friend isn't reliable. I'm about to get rid of him. So next month, I'll have 2 of the nannies ready to go back. But bring a lasso, because we might need a lasso to catch one of them. Yeah, she's kind of hard to catch. That was in April. So here we are in May. I said, I'll be home the weekend of the 28th, which is tomorrow. We can round them up then. Whatever you don't want to take, I will take to the sale barn on June 4th. I might have one guy interested, but if I don't hear from him, I'll have you come get them. I just came home to another sick goat because my so-called friend doesn't even look in on them, which that was Brownie, my other $250 Nigerian, because he had papers. Let alone take care of them. It died last night. I didn't make it home in time. This was May 24th. I'm supposed to have new help maybe next month or 2. It's actually going to be July now. And it may not even be July. I'm afraid of them dying on me while I'm out on the road. He didn't even notice we had new babies that were a couple days old, and 3 out of 4 of them had died, which is true. And now the 4th one might be dead. I'll probably keep one Kiko that would make a better meat milk goat. 3 does and $6. If you can find homes for the Nigerians, let me know. He's not really interested in the Nigerians. So, he's been telling everybody that this guy sold me sick goats. And the supposedly 3 people, that I have no clue who these people are, tried to warn me not to buy these goats from this guy. And that the guy ripped me off, that I paid too much for them, that David could have got me the same goats, if not better goats, for $600. I think that's about it. And he's already told like a half dozen people that I know of that actually got back to me about it. And I'm sure he's already told at least twice that many. So, because if 6 people, or 5 people to be exact, got back to me about it, then at least 10 people he told, right? At least. Question, I asked him. Are you aware of selling people any sick goats? I'm not accusing you of that, but apparently David Ray is. He's going around telling people you sold me sick goats, and that supposedly 3 people tried to warn me not to buy them from you. I'm still trying to figure out who these 3 alleged people are. Not only that, but he's also telling people you ripped me off, that David Ray could have got me better goats for $600, that I paid too much for these. That being said, apparently the Kikos did bring in pink eye. I wasn't aware of it, but apparently David Ray was. He said and did nothing about it till after I had come home to 4 sick and 3 dead Nigerians. He didn't even know they were sick or dead until I notified him. And he left me to clean up the mess, then tried to blame me and make it out to be my fault. Now, I don't know if he actually knew or didn't know, but he played dumb and he acted like he didn't know. I don't know if he knew or not. I'm just going on what I knew. Of course, he's like, who's David Ray? Because he doesn't really know David, because he's only dealt with me. We all know who David is. Judas. And he says, no one I have sold goats to has said anything of that sort. I stay in contact with everyone I sell and buy from, and no, I didn't rip you off. I would have been glad to keep the goats. I had them for almost a month before I brought them to you. They kidded at my place. The pink eye ordeal will not cause any to die. That's interesting.
You want to put your straps on now?
Sure.
And then we'll go scale it.
Okay, thanks. Alright, I'll be right back. If it times out, then I'll just go ahead and keep reading, I guess. Oh, let me grab my gloves. They just got me loaded. The pink eye can be caused from irritation and flies, bugs, and also stress induced, not always viral. The goats shouldn't have died if taken care of, but you said you left it to your friend to take care of So you can't say that exactly happened. Yeah, okay. So I don't know anything about Pink Eye. So I don't know if he's telling the truth or what. Now, Ian, David Ray's friend, and also this guy's customer, said that his goats had pink eye this year, and he didn't even buy any new goats. He didn't introduce any new animals at all, and even his goats got pink eye, so it could have just laid dormant somewhere, and they could have got it that way. Make sure I don't put my straps too high. Now, again, I don't really know much about pink eye. All I know is I saw the problem, I went to the vet, and the vet asked me, did you get any new goats? And I said yes. So I assumed that the goats brought it in. Because the vet assumed that the goats brought it in. Now, did anybody know? Well, apparently David did. Did anybody else know? Apparently not. Ugh. Strap's too short. There we go. Alright, this is gonna be a heavy load. Hopefully I don't sink in the mud at on my farm. So, anyways. So he tried to call me, but I was kind of in a pickle. So he texted me, and then I called him back. Anyhow, I'm in the, my GPS took me on a really messed up route to get in here. I'm definitely not going out that way. But anyhow, so I also texted this guy, pretty much the same thing. And I texted Ian. And of course, Ian called me. And Ian basically told me the guy was reputable, he's never had a problem with him, blah, blah, blah. He was a good guy, yada, yada, yada. So, basically, David Ray is going around causing problems, which we already knew that. So, but I'm documenting the evidence because I want to make sure. Shoot, I don't have enough air. I gotta build up air. So, again, this is hearsay right now, but you know, if somebody was to go around and talk to the people that David Ray's talking to and hear their side of the story, then you'll know that I'm not lying, because basically I'm hearing this stuff through the grapevine. And I'm not only hearing it from one person. If I hear it from one person, I don't put much validity into it. If I hear it from two people, I put more validity into it. If I hear it from three or more, then it's definitely a problem. Something's going on. And I've heard it from a half dozen people. So, I don't know. Sophie wants to give him a reprieve. I'm not sure I want to be honest. I'm to the point now, I think I just want to throw him out on the streets. Just like his family wanted to do to him. Just like Jeff Dietrich wanted me to do to him. It's like, I've had his back for the last 9-10 years, and now he's stabbing me in the back. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Yeah. What the hell's wrong with my phone? There it is.
Half a mile, turn right onto South 4743 Road.
So, my mom and Cindy, and probably more people than that, believe now that David Ray is a narcissist. And I've seen different things where he had more or less narcissistic tendencies, and I called him on it.
Turn at the first left onto East 610 Road.
And I think I caused what they call a narcissistic injury, because anytime I call him on something, he turns around and basically browbeats me and repeatedly accuses me of the same thing that I called him on in the first place. Like, how dare I call him on his shit? So, Is that narcissism? Narcissism? I don't know, but I think it is.